Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Player Signing Show presented by Lippes Mathias, Attorneys at Law. I'm Guy Carenza, and tonight we're welcoming another Gladiator to the squad. And tonight we have a returning player coming in. But before we get to that, let me tell you a little bit about how the show works if you're new here. So a big thank you to everybody who's coming back for another episode. If you're new here, welcome. Happy to have you here on the show. In a moment, we're going to introduce the newest Gladiator to the squad, and you'll have a chance to ask him some questions in our live chat that we'll get to later on in the show. So if you have a question for our new Gladiator, make sure you comment your question in the live chat, and we'll get to it later on in the video. And if you have not yet seen our episode from last night of State of the Glads, go check that out. We talked about some really great things. We had our marketing coordinator, Abby, on there, the president, Jared, and of course, myself. It was a fun time. We spent about 2 hours answering all of your questions about the upcoming season and revealing our new One Battle tagline. So go check that out. If you haven't already seen it, it's right here on our YouTube channel. But without further ado, let's get to the newest Gladiator on the squad. And you know what? I think that you've seen enough talking from me right now. So I think I'll just let a clip from Tuesday, where we introduced Jack Robilotti to the squad, do all the talking. Who are you looking forward to playing with the most on the Gladiators this season?
So I think the player I'm looking forward to most playing is with Mickey Burns. He's a guy who I played against with in college, and we definitely went at it a lot. But getting to know him recently, because we skate at similar rinks, and we actually played on the same summer league team. Just getting to know him, he's a great guy, and he's a hell of a competitor and a great player. And we joke at the rink, like, we'll make this play. I'll find you on the back door. We'll get a couple points here and there. So he's definitely a guy I'm looking forward to playing with.
Secrets out. Entering his first full season as a pro, left shot forward, standing at 5'9", 175 pounds, coming all the way from New Jersey. Got in 13 games with the Gladiators last season, scored 1 goal and 2 assists in his first taste as a pro. It's my honor to introduce to you the newest Gladiator, Mickey Burns, who joins me here on the show. Mickey, thank you so much for taking the time to join me tonight.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Well, the secret's out. Good friend Jack Robilotti kind of leaked it on Tuesday, but we're very happy to have you back. And I'm excited to ask you, what are you looking forward to the most in your first full season as a Gladiator?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of mentioned it. I got down there for a quick stint at the conclusion of my college season last year, and I had a blast, man. I mean, unfortunately, we're trying to make a playoff push there, and to no prevail, but just to get a little bit of taste of what that kind of lifestyle and that culture is like down there, it has me really excited to kind of experience a full season and get a full 72 in and make playoffs at the end of the year and really see what we can do. But yeah, just to get a full kind of go at it.
Yeah, you got 13 games in last year with the Gladiators after coming out of college. What was it about this team in that time span for you that you liked that made you want to come back for a full 72 set?
Yeah. I mean, Atlanta took a shot on me. Unfortunately, with school, we ended a bit earlier than most. So I was kind of looking to make that jump, and I had gotten in touch with the coaching staff pretty quick, and we were able to make it work. And I didn't know much about the area. Honestly, I haven't traveled down south much in my life, but I loved the area. Where we live is great. The apartments are awesome. The community's great between the fans and just the people we live around. I know they joke about Southern hospitality, but everyone that I had ran into and kind of helped me along the way was awesome. And then just from a hockey standpoint, man, I mean, we definitely have a good squad. And fortunately, I knew a couple guys before I had gotten down there. And after a couple signings and stuff now, like Jack Robilotti and Brendan Less, I know even more guys. So it's kind of nice to have people you can lean on a little bit. And obviously super excited to meet a lot of the new faces, and whether that be staff members or players. But I think we're building something really nice down here, and I can't wait to get back at it. So.
Yeah, you mentioned Jack Robilotti before, who was on the show on Tuesday. Tell me about your relationship with him. You both are kind of from around the same area.
Yeah. I mean, I've known Jack for a while now, not really on a personal level until more recent. But I played Jersey Hitmen growing up. He had played at South Kent. Granted, he's a year younger than me, but just kind of, the name, the face, you compete against him, you kind of remember, especially a guy like him. He's a big, solid defenseman back there, and he kind of gives you a tough time. And then, I think he had mentioned it in that clip. Like, we went at it in college for pretty much 4 years. He had gone to Holy Cross, so we were in the same conference. And it was a lot of fun competing against him. I have a lot of respect for him as a player. But fortunately, this summer, we kind of work and both on and off the ice together, whether that's in the gym with training or even training younger kids at camps and stuff like that. So we've been hanging a lot, and I think he had mentioned it too. Our summer league, we play on the same team together. Unfortunately, he came up short in the championship, but it was fun to play alongside him and kind of get a taste for what we're gonna have when the season rolls back.
Well, that's really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing you two in Gladiators jerseys this season. You kind of touched on those battles back in college. Were there any chirps thrown between you guys? Is there any stories you can tell from that, or maybe save that for another time?
Oh, that's fair. Not too much of the smack talk, but I can say, and I've talked about this with Jack. We've joked about it before. It would have been my sophomore year, his freshman year, playing at our rink, first round of playoffs, and just like me and him chasing for a puck down the wall. And, it was one of those where if I touch first, I'm springing my teammate for a breakaway. And if he touches first, like, the play never happens. And I had that step on him and I touched that puck first, but man, did he make me pay the price. Like, I do think it's probably one of, if not the hardest hit that I've ever taken on the ice. But that's kind of just a testament to, the physicality and the strength that he possesses, and obviously being smart enough to use it at the right time. So,
yeah, it's a cool story. And kind of just keeping on track with the college days, how do you feel like your time playing at Mercyhurst prepared you to go into the professional level? I know you spent your last year of college there, and then you jumped over here to the Gladiators. How do you feel like that time prepared you for that?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, my experience might be a little bit different than others. Like, I think my time there really helped me grow as a person mentally, mature a little bit, just learn more about myself. I know my game, I know what I can bring, but I think, having played in New Jersey my whole life, even for juniors, I was always home. I never really went out and like billeted with a family or left the nest per se. But it was I never really had to go out and adjust. So getting to school, being away from home, and not having the typical people to lean on was definitely a bit of a challenge. And obviously you get better as a player and you get stronger and you get smarter. But really, for me, my biggest takeaway from my years in school was by far the mental game. I think it really made me realize, not even just in hockey, in many sports, how important the mental side is and how much it actually weighs in on your performance. And that was just something that I really started to take serious. And I think it's helped me kind of transcend my game a bit and, off the ice as a person as well. But
yeah, and you mentioned growing up in New Jersey. Jack kind of touched this on Tuesday as well, but that's not for an area like that. Can be kind of difficult to get into hockey. So what got you into hockey, and what was it like playing in New Jersey pretty much all through juniors up until you got to the college level?
Yeah. I'm super grateful to have, grown up where I did. So I'm in Wayne, New Jersey. I live a mile from the rink that I grew up at, and as you mentioned, played at until I left for school. Very fortunate to have the owners and the coaches and the organization itself so close and obviously so caring towards me. But New Jersey is kind of interesting, where I think there was a really good core group of guys, not just in our organization, but kind of in the area that from like the 96 to like 99 birth year, like kind of really paved the way for us. And then I feel like my birth year as a 2000 and the 2001s and maybe even a little bit of 2002s, like we've kind of been able to like take that next step. And, this is really mostly in the past, I'd say like 16U, 18U, around there. But I think like we did help popularize the game in our area. Not that people weren't playing or that it wasn't accessible, but even when I come back home in the summers now, and as I mentioned, Jack and I work for a coaching group called Top Line, and we, help younger kids and younger athletes, whether it's in the gym or on the ice. And they talk about, and not just us as players or individuals, but the teams that we had played on, the coaches that we had played for. So to kind of be able to leave an impact on like those younger kids is pretty cool. But Now seeing where it's at, like it's crazy. Like New Jersey, I want to call it a hotbed. Like there's so many good programs, good coaches, like unbelievable players, and they're kind of just coming like popping out all over the place. Whereas when we were growing up, like everyone kind of knew everyone. Like it was he might be the best or he's the biggest and stuff like that because it was more of a tighter knit community. But it's crazy to see how much the game's grown, and obviously I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's awesome, and New Jersey definitely is a place to take serious if you haven't taken it serious already. But a lot of good players coming out of this area now.
Yeah, it's good to see the game grow, and it's awesome that you're a part of that. I've personally never been to New Jersey, but might have to go someday. I don't know. Would you recommend I go to New Jersey?
100%, man. We have a pretty bad stigma, like I'm sure you know. People like call us the armpit and stuff, but it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up north, so I'm like 25, 30 minutes outside New York City, which it's pretty similar to Duluth where we're at. Like it's suburban, but it's busier. Like you're getting close to the outskirts of the city, and traffic. It's obviously heavily populated. So I do feel like a little bit of that when I'm down there. But man, if you can get a chance to go to the Jersey Shore, like it's a no-brainer. Like I don't know if you've heard about it or if you've seen the show.
A little bit. I know about like Atlantic City and all that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's beautiful, but there's so much to do, whether it's in like a family aspect or nightlife, the boardwalk, stuff like that. It really does have a lot to offer, and I couldn't praise it enough. I love it. I try to get down there whenever I can. But
you're a good salesman, man. You sold me on it. I'm putting New Jersey on my bucket list.
Awesome. I'll show you around.
And Glads fans, you know what you should put on your bucket list? Single game tickets. Atlanta Gladiators opening weekend. It's coming up soon. October 18th and 19th. Get them before they're gone. Get your single game tickets for any game this season. Check out the promo calendar at atlantagladiators.com. Pick your game, pick your date, and tell your friends that you're going to a Glads game. And you know what? If that's not enough for you, season ticket packages, they're on sale. Full season, 18 game, 12 game, 7 game. Call 770-497-5100 for more information. And one of our great account executives and a member of our ticketing staff will get you all squared away and ready for this upcoming season. And boy, is it approaching fast. Speaking of Glads hockey, we've got Mickey Burns with us here on the show. He's the newest Gladiator who has signed with us. If you are just joining the show, make sure you drop a comment in the live chat for Mickey, as well answer some questions in the second half of the show. You scored your first pro goal last season. I have the clip. Walk me through this. So you scored your first pro goal. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me how the play develops. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I want to say Randy Hernandez had a pretty hardworking forecheck, and fortunate to be in the right spot at the right time, and puck kind of just squirted out to me, and really just threw it on net quick, and found a way to put it home. But unfortunately, I think this cut it to maybe a 2-goal lead with only a couple minutes left. So time was dwindling, but I guess it gave us a little bit of hope down there.
You take him every which way you can get him. But second question I want to ask you is, how would you describe your game to maybe some fans who haven't seen you play yet, or some fans that are looking forward to seeing you play this season? How would you describe your style of play, and what do you feel is your biggest strength?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, start off with my strength, like as you had kind of mentioned earlier. I mean, I'm 5'9", so some people might like to consider that a bit undersized, but speed has kind of always been my strong suit. I'm a firm believer in you can't kill what you can't catch, and I think just utilizing my foot speed and my agility and acceleration kind of gives me an edge, and that's always what helped me keep moving on up the ladder here developmentally. And then just as a player all around, like I'm a competitor, man. I do love hockey. It's I've been playing it since I was a kid, and I'm obviously still doing it now. It's just I'm very passionate, and I think that shows in my game. I'm a little bit emotional, not in a sporadic sense, but with that passionate side, like I treat every game like it could be the last. And maybe a little bit of a buzzsaw. I'm not the most physical guy, but I'm in the corners, I'm in front of the net. Like I go to spots where guys need to be. Always trying to produce offensively and do what you can in the D zone. So
I'm looking forward to seeing you play this year, man. I guess my next question for you then is, where do you feel like that next step of growth is for you? You're entering your first full season as a pro. What do you think's next for you this season? How do you build upon that 13-game taste that you got last season and expand it to a full 72-game slate?
Yeah, for sure. It's good you say that too, man. 72 games is so many. Like coming from a college season, right? We play half that. We play 36. Give or take a couple. But consistency is huge, and that's that's really any sport. Consistency is important, but for myself individually, right, it's taking that next step. Like I mentioned, I'm an undersized guy. There's no beating around the bush. Time in the gym is always important, whether it's getting faster, stronger, a little bit bigger. Like you can never really get enough of that. And honestly, just learning when to slow the game down a bit. Like I had mentioned, speed is my strength. Especially at this professional level, like guys, they can make a quick move or a little deceptive fake, and they might have you missing by 10 feet or something when you're on the forecheck. So just picking and choosing certain spots when maybe to go full tilt or maybe slow it back a bit and just have a little bit more poise. But that all comes with experience and maybe watching video. Anything to kind of tweak and work on your IQ, but.
Yeah, I guess that kind of goes into that hockey IQ thing that so many players talk about. For you, is there something like specific that you can do in practice to kind of hone in on that, or are you a firm believer in it's just time, reps, and it kind of just builds as you go on?
Yeah, no. I mean, you can really work on anything you kind of put your mind to, and I know that sounds a little cliche and cheesy, but right, if poise or speed differentials is something that you want to focus on in practice. You totally can. You just might have to find a way to incorporate it into a drill. Like the coach might not explicitly put that on the board or something. But yeah, I'm a firm believer that like watching hockey, like watching the NHL is honestly one of the best ways to grow your IQ. I don't think kids do it as much anymore, but I know when I was younger, like I was just glued to the TV really, or watching these guys and trying to kind of emulate what they do. And obviously now being, not in the NHL, but at the professional level, that stuff becomes even more translatable. And obviously video is a good tool. If you're capable of watching yourself or your shifts or your games, you can kind of go back and watching from that, that third person point of view, you can, see stuff that you might've missed during the game or because it happens so fast, maybe go back, slow it down and be able to break it a little bit better. But
what kind of goes into your game day routine? How do you prepare physically and mentally for a game day?
Yeah, I'm pretty laid back. I know guys have a lot of superstitions. Maybe put like the left side of the gear on first or the right side, do this, do that, drink this. I'm not too crazy with much of that. I'm big on getting my pregame nap in. Eat pregame meal. Being now at the pro level, cooking for yourself, I'm just a big chicken and pasta guy. I'm sure 80%, 90% of people would say the same thing for their meal. But yeah, I'm good to go on a quick walk when I wake up from that nap, just to wake up a little bit quicker. And then head over to the rink like same time as everyone, a little bit before 2 hours. And I just like to relax, kind of keep it cool. I think for me, being a little too like superstitious or making sure I do everything by the book or step by step just makes me like overthink a little bit. I think when I'm at my best is when I'm not thinking and I'm just kind of out there having fun. So obviously keeping it tight before the games, but playing sewer with the guys is like probably my favorite thing to do besides actually play the game. But that's like perfect spot on because it's getting you warmed up. It's kind of, you're getting your touches, you're getting dialed in, but it's also a good way to stay loose and kind of not forget that you have the game going on, but you don't really sit there and worry about it. You just kind of you're ready to go when you're getting out there.
Yeah, that is good. I think it's so cool how every player has their own different routine, and some are superstitious, some are not. I think it's pretty funny that some of them are. So that's the reason why I asked. But enough questions from me. Let's get to some of the fan questions in the live chat. But before we do, I want to tell you about our merch item of the week. Look at this Gladiator ceramic mug. Item of the week, $10. Yeah, that's a steal of a deal. In fact, I've already bought one. That's right. I preach what I practice what I preach. Look at this. I'm going to drop this mug link in the live chat and you can get it for yourself. And our awesome merchandise manager, Jackson Packard, will get you all set and squared away. So make sure you get your Gladiators ceramic mug, just like me, and join the club. Without further ado, let's get to some of the fan questions here for Mickey Burns, who has joined us here tonight on the show. He's the most recent Gladiator to have signed with the club. And good to see some familiar faces back in here. Richard Elmore, first one to comment in the live chat. You guys are all awesome. Shout out to Casey Reynolds for accurately predicting that it was going to be you, Mickey, here on the show. I wonder how that could have happened. Good to see everybody back. And just got to scroll a while to get down, go all the way down to the questions. You guys are doing a lot of talking down here. First question comes from Jessica. Do you have a nickname you like to go by?
I have a nickname from my friends at home. I don't know if I like to go by it, but they call me Mike. So my real name is actually Michael. And now all the fans know. I probably shouldn't have even said it, but yeah, my government name is Michael, and I've gone by Mickey since forever. Like, no one's ever called me Michael. Even my mother, when she's mad at me, like it would be Mickey. And like pretty recently, a couple years back, they started calling me Mike, and like as a joke, and they got it to stick, and then it got to school, and they started calling me that at school. So now I'm like slowly becoming Mike, but Mick, Burnsy, just the pretty typical stuff. But
between you and I, will stick with Mickey, and I also have a government name that I use short, and that's why I go by Guy, because nobody could spell it. So
there you go.
There you go. I know the feeling. Question here from Luke: what is the best ice cream shop back home, and why is it Hometown Creamery?
Man, so Hometown Creamery, just to fill the fans in, right down the street. Luke, great to have you on here listening. Luke's a really good family friend of mine, one of my best friends. Yeah, we're regulars, I'd say, at the creamery. It's they do like pretty exotic flavors. They kind of stray from the normal like mint chip and maybe just like vanilla and cookie dough. Like they do a lot of cereal. So maybe like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Fruity Pebbles. Like they're kind of just mixing in pretty unique ingredients. And for people who are of age, they actually do make boozy ice cream. I haven't given it a shot at all, but just kind of unique with what they're doing, and they put out a good product. So we're big fans.
Hey, it's another reason to go check out Jersey, eh?
There you go.
Go down to the swamps of Jersey. Go check it out. Again, it's on my bucket list. Stadium Arena asks, who's your favorite Ottawa Senators player?
Favorite Ottawa Senators player? I mean, hard not to be a fan of Tim Stützle. He's super skilled and dynamic, and obviously a fun player to watch, but also pretty cool that he's a younger guy, and he can put up the numbers and kind of be as effective as he is. So,
another question here from Richard Elmore. Your first introduction with the team last year was at the Fed by the Glads event. Have you been working on your karaoke for this year?
Oh, I don't know if I've been working on it, but I'll definitely be ready this time around. And I was actually pretty fortunate that no one made me get up there last time around. I literally had to hop off the plane maybe 3 hours before that. So
oh, wow.
Definitely a little nervous and anxious, but I appreciate the guys not forcing me to go up there, especially alone. So
now that you've got time to think about it, is there a specific song you have in mind that you might go with?
I don't know if I have like a set karaoke song, but I can tell you the last time I did karaoke, I sang Uptown Girl by Billy Joel.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, it works.
All right. If the Glads are making it to the playoffs this season, which I think we will you grow mutton chops as your playoff beard?
I'll give you guys my best effort, but I think you can kind of see here. I don't have too much going on, and I'll try as hard as I can, but I don't think it would be too impressive.
Question here from Casey Reynolds. Do you prefer to be a playmaker, a scorer, or a grinder?
Oh, I'd like to be all three of them, but I don't know. I think I'm more of a playmaker. I mean, I firmly believe I can do all three, and I think it's important to try and do all three. But yeah, when I think of a playmaker, I just think of someone who kind of goes out there and makes it happen. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone who's just racking up assists or, setting guys up backdoor. So, you can make plays in the defensive zone, you can make plays in the neutral zone. And, I'm a guy who kind of prides myself on 200 feet of the ice playing everywhere. So, I'll go playmaker there.
I like that answer. I know you've been doing some stuff in the community over the years. Next question comes from Avery Carney. It gives a chance to kind of expand on that. What have you been doing with Team Goose this offseason? What has that meant to you? And if you could explain kind of what Team Goose is to all the viewers who may not know.
Yeah. So I am a member of a charitable organization called Team Goose, which is a charity for ALS. And for those of you who don't know, Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, it's a pretty crippling disease. And one of my really good friends from home who I grew up playing with, unfortunately, lost his father to the disease some years back. And the hockey community being as tight knit and as supportive as it is, especially in the New Jersey area. A couple families kind of, put their hands in together and kickstarted Team Goose just to, help the family out. And they had done so much for us and other families that we wanted to return that favor. And Team Goose was birthed, and, here we are so many years later. And it's kind of turned into something that we definitely didn't plan to. Like I had mentioned, this was really, it started off more about making sure there was meals and making sure that, Gary and his brother, maybe they needed a ride to practice, or they needed a lift to the golf course or school, anything like that. It was just a support system to have. And now it's turned into a legit foundation where we can fortunately now go out. Obviously, we always want to raise money for finding a cause and stuff like that. But what Team Goose does is we provide these patients and families with unique experiences, such as this summer I went to a Zach Brown Band concert in New Hampshire, where we had 2 ALS patients and their family tag along. We take care of everything. We obviously plan the whole day out, make sure it goes smooth for them. And that day specifically, they actually got to do a meet and greet with the entire Zach Brown Band. They got to listen to an unreleased song, which we didn't even know was happening. So that was pretty cool. There was a whole spread of food and drinks, and everything was on the house, courtesy of Zach Brown Band. And they have someone who also suffers from ALS, who's in the band, one of the bass players. I think he's actually from around Atlanta, I believe. Oh, wow. I could be wrong there, but I think Hop is from somewhere around the area. But no, they were super supportive of it too. And that was actually the first event I got to take part in. They've gone to plenty of NHL games, but the Rangers, the Devils, we're going to be doing so much work with a lot of NHL teams this coming season. And I guess I could leak it a little bit here. I know it's been posted about, but our second game of the year, I believe it is, we will also be hosting, I believe, 2 families who deal with ALS, and Team Goose is kind of fronting that. So that's really cool for me to kind of see 2 different entities in my life come together, where when I'm at home in New Jersey and I have my close friends and, work for a foundation that we're pretty strong and pretty firm about, to be able to kind of intertwine that into my other side of life, which is hockey and my playing career. It is really cool. And obviously, I haven't been in Atlanta very long, only having gotten those 13 games, but the support from the staff and the boosters and the fans and everyone who's kind of been on board to make this night happen for us, it is very special, and it does kind of make you feel a little special. It's just cool to see so many people support a cause that we feel so strongly about. So, but yeah, just a little bit about it, and it will be exciting to bring it down to Atlanta and kind of see where we can propel this thing going forward in the future.
No, that's a great initiative. I'm really proud of everybody that's able to come together and do that and have it grow to something that's so big and so great. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah, that's an awesome thing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Next question comes from Karen. Are there any players in the league that you just love to hate because they're going to be tough to play against? And I know you've only got a couple games under your belt, but is there somebody that stood out to you where you're like, man, I like that guy, but I hate him, Yeah,
it was a quick stint down there. I mean, there's obviously, a couple bigger guys that maybe you noticed right away. But for me, I don't know if there was one single person I hated, but I'll just say opposing goalies, man. I was a little bit snake bitten when I got down there, and I definitely hit a lot of posts. But if there was anyone I had to nitpick with or have a problem with, it would be the opposing team goalies. But that's going to change this year. So we're good.
I like that answer. And you're right. It is going to change this year. Joe Mama with a good question. What's your favorite condiment?
I almost feel like this is a setup, but I'm a big Chipotle mayo guy. I put it on, I don't want to say everything, but anything from my deli sandwich, my breakfast sandwich, like salmon, yeah, the list goes on. I could sit here all day and tell you, but definitely a Chipotle mayo.
Good answer. Sticking with food. Gary asks, chicken tenders or mozzarella sticks? Which one are you picking?
Chicken tenders. Easy.
I would have to agree. Delaney Burns asks, who's the best athlete in the family? I feel like there's a backstory here.
There's no backstory. I got two older sisters who were both fantastic athletes. They both played collegiate sports. They played field hockey. They played lacrosse growing up. They're both spectacular athletes. But I think something that we talk about when they talk about the greatest athletes of all time is longevity. And I technically am the longest running athlete in the family, I think, to this point now. So, I don't want to sound a little cocky here, but it could be me. Our extended family has some really good athletes too, but I think she's asking immediate family.
I think it could be you. I mean, my vote would be you. I don't know about the rest of the family, but I'll take your word for it. You got my vote.
I appreciate it.
Campbell asks, what are you most excited about for the upcoming season?
Man, I mean, the easy answer is just to get playing. Like talking to you previously, like I felt like it's been a long summer. Obviously, I'm kind of used to going back to college right around this time. Middle of August, early August. So it's a little funky to see some of my friends going back and they're starting to train and do what they do at school. And, I'm still sitting here looking at about another month before we can get going. But yeah, I'm really just stoked to move in and like I had mentioned earlier in the call, just get a full season under me and really kind of see what the experience is all about. So
we got time for just a couple more questions for Mickey Burns. Daffy Do asks, are you a cat or dog person or both?
I'm a dog person. I don't dislike cats, but I would heavily be a dog person.
I like this question. What are 3 nice things you can say about your equipment manager?
Wow, that is a great question. Benny's awesome, man, especially being a newer guy. Like I probably was maybe a little bit annoying in the beginning. Like I just had a lot of questions, but I do remember one thing that sticks out to me is I was like a little worried about picking a jersey number because like I didn't want to seem too like, nagging about it. But he kind of just like eased me into it. He was like, dude, you could pick, here's what's available. I can let you know when I'm at the rink in the morning. So he's super supportive. Like he does what he has to do to get it done for you. He's a good time. Like he's around the rink. He's easy to put a smile on your face, whether he's just cracking a joke or maybe picking on a guy or something. But yeah, he just picks you up around the rink and Benny works hard, man. He's an awesome guy. He's funny and he is very supportive. So
yeah, looking forward to this upcoming season with you, Benny, and the rest of the gang. Make sure you tune in next week on Tuesday to find out who the next Gladiator is joining the squad. We got a few more questions for you. Next one comes from Richard. I know you're not superstitious, but do you lace the right or left skate first?
Yeah, I'm going to say it could be random. I think it really just depends on which foot first. I would say probably more my right than my left. I think just out of being like right hand dominant, but I can't confirm that.
What is your game day fit? What's your go-to?
I'm normally rocking a suit, but I'm pretty big into mixing and matching. Like I don't have an issue with just wearing like a same color suit, gray jacket, gray pants, but I enjoy mixing it up a little bit. Maybe going with a different color up top and a different color for the pants, or maybe spicing it up with a tie or something funky. But look good, feel good, play good. That's what they say. So.
Next question comes from Ian Hoover. We've got 2 more here before we end the show. Good question, Ian. What do you think makes you viewed as a great leader? You've been a captain at multiple levels.
Oh, that is a good one. Yeah, for myself, I think I just go back to what I mentioned earlier, that love and that passion for the game. Like this is what I want to do, right? I wouldn't be here if I didn't. And I take it just as, if not more serious than the next guy in pretty much any moment. I think obviously, like, you want to have fun, you want to be smiling, but this is our job. This is what we're here to do, and that's what's asked of us. And I think I've kind of been matured at an earlier level with some of the coaches I played for. They showed me a lot of these qualities and kind of what it takes early on, and I've been able to carry that with me. But I do really think it's just my love and passion for the game is kind of what keeps me on track and bolsters me as a guy like that. But
last question comes from Casey Reynolds. What is your approach to winning puck battles along the boards and in the corners?
I like that one a lot. Man, it's just strong bottom hand. Strong bottom hand. Me and some of my friends joke about it. Like, we really started kind of trying to crush forearms in the gym some years back, just because of, you get to school and you kind of realize some of these guys are strong. And then even more so, you get to this pro level now. And, there's guys who are well older than me playing, and, they can definitely be bigger and stronger. So yeah, even the kids I teach now, it's lean on that bottom hand, man, put some weight into it, be strong, and try and send that stick into the rafters, dude. That's what you want to do. Get that thing up.
Well, we are out of time, Mickey, but thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Looking forward to seeing you on the ice this season.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on here, guy. It was a pleasure, and look forward to getting back soon and getting to work.
I can't wait. Mickey Burns is the latest Gladiator to join the squad as he signs for his first full season as a pro. Spent 13 games with the Gladiators last season. Got 1 goal and 2 assists in, but I think that he's due for a big year with Atlanta this season, a full 72-game slate. If you want more info on that, make sure you go to atlantagladiators.com to check out the full press release there. But I do have another thing for you, as yesterday, if you did not check it out, we dropped some new merch. One battle is our tagline heading into this season. $15 t-shirts, $25 flags. We got some really cool merch, so make sure you check that out. I'm going to drop a link in the live chat, and go get that One Battle merch. That'll be ready for you this season, and I'm going to get some of that myself. Don't you worry. And I want you to see all of your fellow Gladiator fans wearing that on opening day, wearing that at Gas South Arena, because we're all in the battle together. The same battle. One battle, baby. I can't wait for October 18th. I am super, super stoked. And until then, you want more content from us? Follow us on social media. We're on X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course, YouTube. So smash like and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for all the latest signings and updates as we roll into the 2025-26 season. I think that'll do it for me here tonight. Once again, Mickey Burns is the most recent Gladiator to join the team this year. Looking forward to seeing who's next up on the list. Come back on Tuesday at 6:00 p.m. right here on our YouTube channel to find out who it is. As I'm Guy Carenza saying good night and so long from the Player Signing Show, presented by Lippes Mathias, attorneys at law.